Welcome to A Moment of Zen. Time to sit back and relax as model, actress, mentor, and supermom Zen Sams takes you on a sexy and wild ride, covering the latest in film, fashion, pop culture, cryptocurrency, fintech, cannabis, and entertainment from the millennial mom's perspective. Here's your host, Zen Sams.
Hello, my beautiful tri-state area. Welcome to our 131st episode, 3.5 years on the air and going very strong. It's always a pleasure to spend my time with you on the airwaves. Thank you for listening and interacting with me on social media. That truly does make it all worthwhile. You could find us on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, X, Threads, YouTube. You name it, we're everywhere. Please make sure to follow me at Zen Sams. It's Zen with an X, not a Z. And also remember that we're live on Traverse TV Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern. All episodes of A Moment of Zen are streaming 24/7 on Kathy Ireland's Your Home TV platform. That's free programming to you. And you can always find us on our YouTube channel at Zen Sams. We have such a great show lined up for you today. A big shout out to our newest sponsors, Once Upon a Coconut and CO2 Lift. Very exciting stuff. In our Hydration with Heart segment brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut, we're featuring Jodi Ewart Shadoff, a professional golfer and Tokyo 2020 Olympian. Jodi plays on the LPGA Tour and on the Ladies European Tour. Today, she joins me to chat golf, her amazing career, women in sports, and we're also going to talk about her incredible partnership with Once Upon a Coconut and how they're revolutionizing the beverage industry. In our influencer segment brought to you by CO2 Lift, today we're taking you on one wild ride featuring the queen of Bamenda herself, Naomi Achu. Naomi is a singer-songwriter, a two-time AFRIMA Award winner, that's Africa Music Awards. She has millions upon millions of followers. She originates from a town called Bamenda in Cameroon, Africa, hence her popular moniker, Queen of Bamenda. Today, she joins me to chat career, life, and the rise of Afrobeats. In our Trailblazer segment brought to you by OGPay.com, today we're featuring Kimberly Meredith, a world-renowned celebrity medical intuitive, healer, leading spiritual speaker, and the best-selling author of Awakening to the Fifth Dimension, Discovering the Soul's Path to Healing. Following 2 near-death experiences, Kimberly now connects with those who have crossed over. Today, we're chatting life after death, spiritual healing, and how psychic mediums are now the new wellness coaches. Stay tuned for our Hydration with Heart segment brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut featuring pro golfer and Tokyo Olympian Jodi Ewart Shadoff. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut, 100% pure coconut water. Imagine a drink that's nutrient-rich, powerfully refreshing, naturally sweet with no added sugars, not from concentrate, 0 additives, low in calories, absolutely no artificial flavors, and is so tasty that it will become your new favorite beverage. Enter Once Upon a Coconut, the absolute best tasting coconut water you will ever try. Available in 4 refreshing flavors, pure, chocolate, pineapple, and sparkling with energy. Do your taste buds a favor and pick up some today at onceuponacoconut.com.
Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Up next in our Hydration with Heart segment brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut, we're featuring the incredible Jodi Ewart Shadoff, a professional golfer and Tokyo Olympian for 2020. Jodi plays on the LPGA Tour and on the Ladies European Tour. Now, throughout her career, 14-year career, she has amassed 1 LPGA win, is a 3-time member of Team Europe's Solheim Cup team, and has represented England 3 times during the international crown. Today, she's here to chat golf, her amazing career, women in sports, and talk to us about her incredible brand partnership with Once Upon a Coconut, how they're revolutionizing the beverage industry. Welcoming now to the show is the amazing Jodi. Hello, Miss Trailblazer.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, so excited to have you on. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here and to talk with you.
So thanks for helping us kick this off. You are yourself a public figure, a professional golfer, and one can argue even an expert when it comes to fitness and health, given your career. What was your first reaction when you tasted Once Upon a Coconut, and what health benefits do you love it for?
I mean, it is the best coconut water I've ever tasted, and I love the fact that they have, multiple different flavors, and the fact that it's hydrating. Obviously, I'm out in the sun all day, and I take it to practice. I get to rehydrate. It's a great source of electrolytes, and I get to replenish all the carbohydrates that I lose when I'm out in the sun for hours. So it's I really love the new the pineapple flavored coconut water. It's my favorite. I literally have multiple a day. So yeah, it's been awesome. I love the company. Once Upon a Coconut have been so kind, and yeah, it's the product's unbelievable. I really
Unbelievable.
suggest everybody to go out and taste it. So
I do recommend it as well. Now, as a mom, I love coconut water because it's truly, truly proprietary in its health benefits. There's no other beverage like that, not even water. Now, water is not sufficient to replace potassium, calcium, and magnesium, which are all key electrolytes. They play important roles in helping maintain heart health, liver and kidney health, digestive functions, healthy blood sugar levels, muscle and nerve function, and just so much more. So I specifically started drinking it after my radiation while battling thyroid disease, and I typically use it as a cure-all for hangovers. So I do love it for many reasons. Now, you've been a three-time member of Team Europe's Solheim Cup team. You've represented your country, England, in the international crown. That must have been a unique and proud experience. What keeps you motivated to compete at such a high level, and what does your training routine look like?
yeah, golf is one of those weird sports where you always think you can get better no matter what. Even when you're at the top, you think you can get better. So I think that's a really big motivation for me. There's always, like the next Olympics or the next Solheim Cup or the next international crown to, put on the goal list. So that always keeps me really motivated. And, every time I step onto the first tee of any tournament that I'm playing in, I'm looking to win. That's the reason why I'm there, and that's what keeps me motivated. So yeah, it's I've been a professional for almost 13, 14 years now. So I don't feel like I'm slowing down. There's a lot of young, amazing female golfers out there right now that kind of keep all the vets on their toes, I guess. So yeah, it's been fun to watch them come through and to push the vets. And yeah, it's I've never really lost the passion for it, and I think that's what keeps me going.
You are a trailblazer. You make so many women and of course men proud, but especially women.
Yeah.
Now, how does proper hydration impact your performance? And can you share any instances where coconut water has made a significant impact on your training?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm out in the sun for almost 8 hours a day. It's you have to make sure that you keep hydrating throughout the day to keep focus. Main thing, especially on the golf course. People say that golf is 90% mental, so hydration is key. And then not only that, during the round, you have to make sure that you're hydrating after the round too. And for me, that's where the coconut water, Once Upon a Coconut, is really key for me to replenish all the electrolytes and all the carbohydrates that I lost during the round that I've, been out there in the sun for, sometimes I'm playing in 100-degree heat. And that's where it really just comes in key for me. And, I can have 1 or 2 cans after the round, and I'm ready to go the next day. Sometimes I'm out on the road for 3 weeks in a row. And so, I'm playing 4 days in a row, and it's important for me to be fresh 4 days in a row. And I think, that's where coconut water really helps me kind of restore for the next day.
You said it. It definitely helps
Yeah.
people restore for the next day. It helped me restore just yesterday. I had 2 cans before I went to bed. I was having body aches, muscle cramps. I was off, and I
Yeah.
had been traveling. I had been traveling on an airplane for, 1 full day. I had no sleep,
Yeah.
very dehydrated. I was able to see it in my skin, and I took 2 magnesium, so I take magnesium before bed, 2 magnesium, 2 apple cider vitamins, and selenium. And what else did I take? A liver cleanse. And then I doused it all down with 2 plain Once Upon a Coconut raw, right? And so I woke up this morning feeling like a brand new human being. It was phenomenal. But I do totally believe it. The coconut water is the catalyst for all of it. Now, women's golf has been gaining more recognition and support in recent years. How have you witnessed the growth and changes in women's golf during your career? And what do you think the future holds for the sport?
Yeah, I've obviously been out for, on the LPGA for almost 12 years, and I've from where I was, back in 2011 when I first came on tour to where the tour is now, the growth in purses is incredible. Obviously we're nowhere near where the men are right now, but we're heading in the right direction. I think that is the most important thing for, women's golf as a sport, that we're, heading in the right direction. And I think we're starting to get the recognition that we deserve. I think anybody that comes out to watch women's golf always tell me that they're thoroughly surprised by the standard and, the capabilities of all the girls on tour. Just witnessing, like I said, the standard of golf over the last 10 years is just, been incredible. So,
Well, you're at the forefront of that, and women in sports like yourself have been advocating for gender equality and equal
Mhm.
opportunities. What role do you believe professional athletes like yourself play in advancing women's sports and promoting gender equality?
Yeah, I think athletes like myself, we have a stage here to, promote gender equality and to get the word out. I think, like I said, we deserve more than what we're getting right now, even though we are heading in the right direction. But I think, for us to be really good role models for the younger generation and to pay the path for, all the young girls that are out there, dreaming of being LPGA golfers one day. It's truly incredible. Every week I'm out there, the amount of young girls there wanting autographs and stuff, and it's really important for us as athletes to be role models for them and to help leave the game in a better place than what it was when I first came on tour. So
You are so inspirational. Thank you for being you, and thank you for making such a difference, not just in golf, but in the hearts and dreams of so many young women that look up to you. Because you're right. If you don't do it, who will?
exactly.
It's not the male golfers, it's the female golfers. And golf, enough as it is such a male dominated sport. But when you on the flip side, it's known for its mental challenges, right?
Yeah.
And women are really, really good at that. So can you share some of your mental preparation techniques and strategies for staying focused and resilient on the course?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, first of all, it comes down to scheduling. It's really important to get a good schedule throughout the season. And, I work a lot with my coaches on mental preparation. And for me, the biggest key is breathing. I think a lot of us forget to breathe. And so when you're put in a moment of stress, it's kind of hard to breathe and you forget. Your breathing gets shallow. And I think for me, just kind of taking a moment and just um, taking a moment for a breath and just kind of recenter. And I think that's, we're out there for 5 hours a day, and focus can lack. And I think, we're swinging. The swing takes less than a second, so it's really important just to focus in on every swing and every shot. And then, you have 10, 12 minutes in between each shot to kind of refocus and get recentered. So like I said, hydration is a massive key in that too. To stay hydrated and to keep your focus and your yeah. So
Well, you're definitely focused and you're definitely on top of your game. Now, many young aspiring golfers look up to professionals like you. What advice would you give to young women who aspire to pursue a career in golf or just sports in general?
yeah, I mean, never give up. I mean, there are so many challenges in golf. There are so many ups and downs. I heard somebody recently say that golf is a failure sport. I mean, I've won once on the LPGA in the last 12 years, so it's hard to one person is not going to win every week. So it's sometimes it can be hard mentally to keep going. And I think it's key to make the sport fun, especially at a young age. Keep it fun, practice hard. I think as women, sometimes when we're younger, it's to be around other girls in golf, especially because it's not, you know, a predominant sport in girls. I mean, most girls go out and play soccer or other sports like that, but to have, you know, friends that go out and play and to make it fun, I think at that age is really important.
Oh, you are so right, and you're paving the way. You
Yeah.
are going where there is no path and leaving one great big trail because there really wasn't a path. There still isn't a clear path. So what you're doing is so important and so critical. It goes so far beyond just being a professional golfer, you know, and I'm so proud of you.
Mm,
I'm proud for you because
thank
I
you.
I believe that women women need to advocate for other women. You know,
Definitely.
there is no place in this world where one woman should not be able to cheerlead, advocate, help, love, and embrace another. I mean, we're all sisters. So thank you for you. Now, why do you think Once Upon a Coconut brand has taken off as quickly and successfully as it has? And why are all these VIPs and celebrities like yourself such major endorsers?
Because it tastes so good. First of all, it's such an incredible product. I love it. I mean, all of the products that they have are incredible, but you know, them, you know, Once Upon a Coconut as a company, they're just incredible. All the charity done, you know, the charity work that they do is just incredible to watch. You know, John Chirando has been an incredible supporter of mine, and you know, I'm truly blessed and honored to represent such an incredible brand. So yeah, it, you know, I'm really happy to be along for the ride. To be honest, I'm really excited to see where the brand's going to go in the next year or so. I think you know, it's going to be really cool.
It's going to explode, but you know why I'm glowing right now? Because every single ambassador, influencer, celebrity, athlete, or VIP that has come onto this segment, Hydration with Heart, and when I asked them this very question, they all answer the exact same way, and none of you have spoken to the other. And it is the two things that, well, three things. It's the taste, it's the charity, and it's John.
Yeah.
And of course, we have to mention the other founders. There's Ray and Mark and Alan, but yes, John is the one that you all know, you know, personally and holds a dear place in your heart. And so I see that you've all gotten excited to jump on board. And I am also excited that I am on the Once Upon a Coconut train. So listen, it was a pleasure chatting with you. You are incredible and amazing. Thank you so much for coming on and congratulations on all your success.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. This was a blast. So yeah.
Guys, it's one thing to introduce a premium coconut water that tastes better than anything you've ever tried before, but it's truly, and I mean truly, something else to give back to the communities and people that truly need it. And that's why for every case of Once Upon a Coconut sold, they donate 10% to a charity each month. One of the main charities that's on the top of this list is Down Syndrome Foundation of Florida. That was our Hydration with Heart segment brought to you by Once Upon a Coconut. That was the incredible Jodi Ewart Shadoff, professional golfer and Tokyo 2020 Olympian. You can head directly on the gram and find her at Jodi_, and I'm going to spell out her name, EWART. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by CO2 Lift. As we age, our skin loses moisture and elasticity, causing wrinkled skin. You can reverse this aging process with CO2 Lift. CO2 Lift utilizes the powerful benefits of carbon dioxide to lift, tighten, and regenerate your skin. This simple, painless at-home carboxytherapy treatment is scientifically proven to reverse the aging process. You will see reduction in wrinkles, increase luminosity, and improve pigmentation, sagging, skin tone, and radiance. For more information or to order CO2 Lift, go to CO2Lift.com.
Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Up in just a few minutes, we have our influencer segment brought to you by CO2 Lift. And today, we're taking you on one wild ride. We're featuring the queen of Bamenda herself, Naomi Achu. Naomi is a singer-songwriter, a two-time AFRIMA Award winner, that's Africa Music Awards, which is a rather large annual awards event. She has millions upon millions of followers. She originates from a town called Bamenda in Cameroon, Africa, hence her popular moniker, Queen of Bamenda. Her latest album, African Pepper, is a songwriter's journey around the world. Her latest single, Waiting All My Life, is an Afrobeat sensational hit, reviewed by Source Magazine with rave reviews, mixing infectious dance beats with a compelling narrative and beautiful visuals to create an aesthetic that is one's transnational yet still all her own. Afrobeats is one music genre on the rise, popular and important because of its globally palatable sound and aesthetic, which represents the spirit of modern Africa. Afrobeats music artists like Burna Boy and Wizkid show the world that Africans in general have been influenced by the same pop culture trends in music and film as everyone else during the last 20 years. Here to chat career, life, and Afrobeats is the amazing Naomi Achu. Welcome to the show, superstar.
Hey. Thank you for having me, Zen. Always a pleasure to sit with you.
So excited that you're at our headquarters right here in Midtown Manhattan. I know you came from afar to be here with us today, so thank you so much for joining. Now, congrats on all your success and on your latest hit single, Waiting All My Life. It was produced, to my understanding, by Pro Fingers of Nigeria.
Yes.
And Afrobeats has been on the rise. We've been talking about it for several years now. Why do you feel that people gravitate to the music as much as they do, making it one of the most popular music genres today?
Well, I think it was a matter of time. Afrobeats has always been what it is: melodic, full of happiness, the rhythms. It makes you want to dance. And I'm just so happy for streaming and for social media and for Spotify giving entertainers a platform where they can share their music and their artistry, because it always was what it was. And now we can share our talent with the world using those platforms.
Oh, you sure can. And you're doing it in real time. I mean, Afrobeats has become popular by fusing classic African rhythm with the sounds of global urban music from Jamaica, from Jamaican dancehall to hip hop, which has resulted in an intoxicating popular blend of what we call Afrobeats music that's uniquely African, but also has global sonic appeal. So I think that's why it makes it so palatable and easy to digest. Now, you have a new hit single, Waiting All My Life. What inspired the song?
So initially it was just the beat, the way I write my songs. Sometimes I'll write a song and then I take it to the producer and he builds to the beat. And sometimes if I hear a beat and I really like it, I'll just start working on it. So Pro Fingers, he sent me this beat and I loved it. And I was like, what kind of lyrics can I place here that would be profound and make people think? And I was like, waiting all my life. And then I started to build. I went further in. Initially, when I started writing the hook, it was just a hook. But as I went into the verses, it got, I made it more personal. I was like, okay, what are we waiting all our lives for? The love of our lives. It's always about love. Love is such a beautiful thing and it's worth waiting all your life for. So I just started to build. And I started to think about, high school sweethearts or best friends that you have to leave behind because you have to go to college and you got to move out of state. And then I started thinking about all these relationships that we've lost because of life.
Wow, that is some narrative. Thank you for putting that down and being transparent, because your experiences are clearly making an impact on somebody else's life and either picking them up or causing them to reflect, right? And that's what it's about. Now, Afrobeats is popular because it represents Africa taking its rightful place in the world, on the world stage, so to speak. The effects of the cultural diffusion that occurred over the past 20 years through TV channels like MTV and then the internet have now reached full circle. We've been talking about this for quite some time. Where can we see you perform next, number one, and what are you currently working on?
There's the Madaraka Festival, which is coming up in 2024, and we're going to be touring the whole of United States, so look out for that. That one's going to be really big. I'm one of the artists, and there's about maybe 4 or 5 other artists from Africa, so it will be definitely an African fest.
I love it. And after a steady rise for your genre of music over the last few years, I mean, you have brothers out there, artists like Wizkid and Burna Boy and
and Thames all over the Western music charts, winning big at the Grammys and BET Awards and headlining the biggest festivals, to your point. But for the growing African diaspora that's been fueling its rise, the music goes a lot deeper than its commercial success. I mean, Afrobeats is paving a way back home for members of the diaspora, and its dominance is built on self-acceptance and cultural pride. And that really, really resonates with people. And that's the heart of it all. Now, we've been talking about the music genre experiencing a golden age, and it's attributed to streaming platforms and social media apps like TikTok. These days, African artists like yourself and Wizkid and CK can boast about billions of streams on Spotify and Boomplay and YouTube. You have millions upon millions of followers, my dear. How has social media shaped your music career?
Oh, a great deal. It just gives me a platform to be myself while waiting to get on the TV shows and the radio shows. You know, you can be creative. You can just go out there and do what you want to do. And this is especially a great platform for independent artists who want to be seen. A lot of independent artists have broken out on social media without having to be with a record label. It's really just believing in yourself and stepping out, using those platforms to be your true self. There was a time when we, Africans wanted our culture to be seen, and now we're being seen, we're being accepted, and we have a lot of people looking forward to visiting Africa. And that makes me feel so good because Africa is so beautiful. It's so colorful. It's a wonderful place to be. The food is good. So I'm just happy that social media has given us the space to share our culture, and not only to share our culture, but to form a fusion.
That's so important, to form a fusion. And it always begins with, homegrown talent working their way outwards into the world. And that's exactly what you've done. Your fashion style, I mean, just looking at you, you are incredibly not only talented, but you're beautiful. So let's chat outfits, wardrobe, and inspiration behind it all. Your style is fabulous. Where do you draw your fashion sense from?
So I have people that I admire. I really do admire Jennifer Lopez. Her style. I like, who else do I like? I like J-Lo. I'm a J-Lo girl, but I don't dress like her. But I take inspiration from her and then I mix it with my African flair. I always want to put my culture in everything that I do. So I'll pick up like something American or something Indian, and then I'll mix it with an African chain or an African earring. I didn't get a chance to do that today, but the outfit was already doing so much. But
well,
normally I would be here with like a big
firecracker.
long chain, but I was like, no, the outfit's doing too much. The red hair was for iHeart Radio. This is my, paying my respects to iHeart Radio, and WOR, of course.
Well, you're a firecracker, wrapped in a Chanel lipstick.
Thank you.
Now let's chat skincare routine. You always are on the go and undoubtedly take great care of yourself. Your skin is glowing. I have become obsessed with this new product that I discovered that's actually the very sponsor of this segment, called CO2 Lift. And it comes in a gel form. It's a topical gel face mask application. And it's proven carboxy therapy. It has many proprietary uses. This is like a non-invasive procedure involving the therapeutic use of carbon dioxide for skin rejuvenation. But it's amazing for skin of color because the founder, Lana, is Jamaican. And she really, really saw a huge difference in her studies when it came to hyperpigmentation and discoloration and dehydrated skin, which is why CO2 Lift is specifically effective for models and influencers and public figures. Now, obviously, this is something we want you to try, so we're going to send you a whole bunch of product, but I want to know about your beauty routine and how you look as fabulous as you do. I know this product is only going to help you even look more fabulous, but talk to me about how you're so glowy.
Water. I'll put it to you this way. As an African child growing up, what we had was water. Water from the tap, water from the stream, water, and I just drink my water. Of course, I do the regular. I don't do anything, special, exceptional, but apart from drinking a lot of water, staying hydrated, and you mentioned being hydrated. So I know your product is going to do wonders for me as well, because it's all about hydration. And I think also sleeping well. I love my sleep, so whenever I get a chance, I take a nap, or I try to have at least 8 hours, 6 hours of sleep at
So
night.
important to sleep.
Yes.
I actually read a study that all the inflammatory conditions in
Yes.
our bodies start because of a lack of sleep, because of a
Yes.
lack of hydration, because of a lack of, proper nutrition. So all of what you said is extremely important. And to touch upon proper hydration, another one of our sponsors, and I'm a big shout out to Once Upon a Coconut, because I've been drinking the raw Once Upon a Coconut cans, and it's incredibly hydrating. It has 400 milligrams of potassium. I think you would need 4 bananas to get to that, which is tons of sugar, and who wants to eat all those bananas? But when it comes to hydration, you're going to receive a whole bunch of Once Upon a Coconut cases. The chocolate is my favorite, and so is the pineapple, but it's going to work wonders for your skin. Now, we have about 5 minutes left, and I want to talk about, so according to conversation.com, from Nigeria to the world, and we've been talking about Nigeria a lot, and you're headed there soon.
Yes.
Afrobeats is having this global moment. And in this case, pop musicians from other parts of the African continent have been making music under the Afrobeats banner.
Yes.
But it's the Nigerians, Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy, who have each sold out the O2 Arena in London or the Acre Arena in Paris. Undoubtedly, Nigerian artists are the trailblazers of the Afrobeats movement. What do you say to this? I've asked you this in the past, but do we give it to the Nigerians?
Well, we can. And like I was saying earlier, I'm going to give New York as an example. A lot of the best known rappers come out of New York. Why? Because New York is highly populated, and New York, and they have a lot of fans that can push them. So with Nigeria being top 5 most populated countries in Africa, of course, they're going to push Afrobeats more. Now, let's say, okay, me being from Cameroon and I speak English and French, if I take my French and I give it to a Nigerian, let's say Afrobeat artist like Wizkid, I sing the same thing, he sings the same thing, we sound just as good. His is going to go probably further because of the population of Nigeria. And it's okay. It's perfectly fine. There's some countries that are more populated and more supportive, and it's fine. We are one Africa, and we're here to support Nigeria.
What a good answer. Politically correct. You are always at the forefront of making sure everyone looks good. And whether it's Runtown donning a Scarface tee on Unleash or Wizkid showing off his grill, Afrobeats definitely remains popular because its sound and aesthetic is an easily recognizable, modern, international, cross-cultural symbol that delivers this potent Afrocentric musical potion. And that's what it is. It can only be described as an intoxicating celebration, I say, of the modern African spirit. So you have infectious rhythms, beautiful black women in music videos like yourself, many reasons to fall in love with Afrobeats, which is why it's become so popular, my darling. Thank you so much. We are out of time.
Thank you.
That was the incredible Naomi Achu. You could head directly on the gram at Naomi Achu, or you could head directly to her website, naomiachu.com. Listen for her latest single, Waiting All My Life, an Afrobeat sensational hit playing all over U.S. radio stations. That was our influencer segment brought to you by co2lift.com. Head directly to co2lift.com and try it for yourself. You're going to love this product. It's basically non-invasive filler. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. We'll be right back after this.
I remember when feels say I no go see you again. When me, I know if you pretend. My feeling was a 10 over 10. Someday I lonely. Why you no call me? I know say you're busy. It was a long time ago, but the feeling still no go go. No, no, now I'm feeling so excited. I can't deny it. Now waiting, I get for two. I know if you stop letting waiting.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by Caldwell Soames Incorporated, investing globally in transformative businesses like Original Digital Corporation, or ODC. ODC develops advanced consumer and commercial fintech solutions such as OGPay, which will transform the way you manage your money. From sending and receiving money globally for free, paying for goods and services in person and online, pay bills, buy and sell digital currencies, all while earning interest. OGPay is easy to set up, FDIC insured, and your information is secured. Check out OGPay.com.
Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Up next in our Trailblazer segment, brought to you by OGPay.com. Today we're featuring Kimberly Meredith. She's a world-renowned celebrity medical intuitive healer, leading spiritual speaker, and the best-selling author of The Awakening to the Fifth Dimension, Discovering the Soul's Path to Healing. Following 2 near-death experiences, what we call NDEs, Kimberly now connects with those who have crossed over. Today, we're chatting about life after death, spiritual healing, and how psychic mediums are the new wellness coaches. While psychics have traditionally profited from predicting the future or communicating with deceased relatives, many are now working in the general field of wellness, calling themselves intuitives or intuitive healers who channel energy that helps people discover what they want out of life. A recent survey by the Pew Research found that 62% of Americans do believe in at least one of 4 spiritual concepts identified as New Age, like reincarnation and astrology, and over 40% believe in psychics. One market analysis found that the psychic services industry grew steadily over the past 5 years, reaching over $5 billion in revenue to date. In various ancient cultures, shamans were considered a link to the spirit world. Haitian voodoo, Puerto Rican brujeria, and Wiccan traditions all focused heavily on communicating with spirits. In the United States, in the late 1800s, spiritualism, a religious movement in which seances to communicate with the dead were a central practice, was incredibly popular. While the language is different, communicating with spirits on the so-called other side is also an accepted practice in Christianity. Angels are central characters in biblical stories, and when humans die, telling believers that loved ones will, quote unquote, always be with them as spiritual guides is actually very common practice. Here to chat some more is the amazing Kimberly Meredith. Welcome to the show, superstar.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited about being here. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Congratulations on the book and how incredibly well done it is. Now, I want to jump right into it. So, if we look at the big question that mediumship is fundamentally exploring, Kimberly, it's really, is there life after death? Why are we here? And do angels exist? You are the expert. Tell me.
Yeah, you explained it so well, just the beginning there, leading it in. There absolutely is life after death. I had 2 near-death experiences, and even when I was a child, I was communicating with the paranormal. My eyes have been communicating, and I do it through blinking. I'm clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairescent. And now I do this daily. I help people connect to their loved ones that have crossed over. I do it through connecting through codes and signs and helping people that have had family members even take their lives and cross over from all kinds of different conditions. And it brings relief and comfort to know that members from their life that have crossed over are here to communicate. Not only maybe you've had a family member not even get along, or maybe something had happened to you with that family member, that they want to come in and help heal the relationship. Healing the relationship of loved ones from the other side is really a big thing right now. So say maybe you've had a relative that you didn't get along with. Say maybe your mom and you had a confrontation or something and they've crossed. They want to come back and heal that relationship. So karmic past wounds is a big thing right now. So like you're saying, people sometimes have to go to therapy and maybe go to a lot of sessions. When you go to maybe a medium and do a coaching with them, and they connect to a loved one that has crossed over, they come in really quickly and give you signs of communication and heal that past karmic relationship. So it's very interesting right now to work with mediums and psychics to call in the other side and heal those relationships. It's an exciting time right now. My book is called The Awakening to the Fifth Dimension, because the next 10 years, we're not only communicating with the other side, but we're also awakening our own intuitive abilities.
And communicating with each other. And that's what I wanted to get into, you segue into your second question. So yeah, to your point, and we'll get to your book in just a minute, but Yeah, we encounter angels daily. Just, I mean, look around, right? Angels are everywhere. They're carved on the side of buildings, spotted in a cloud formation or fountain, in paintings, flowers and gravestones, and even scents and smells. I mean, they're always hovering near. I just tell people look for the clues and be open to the signs. Now, how did you first discover your psychic abilities?
Well, I was born with my eyes that blinked, like I first said, and my mom would not like that. She would slap me and say, "Don't blink." My grandmother encouraged it. And after my two near death experiences, my mom died young. She had alcoholism. And after my NDEs, I started seeing the symbol eight. And when I was young, I had asked my grandmother, she's Italian Catholic, she wanted the cross on my mom's tombstone. I wanted the eight, which is the infinity sign. So when you talk about signs and symbols, there's fours, twos, and threes, and eights. I see the eight appear over people now because my mom is coming from the other side and she is the symbol of the eight. The eight is the infinity sign. So when I see the eight over people, I know that they're communicating with a loved one that's a connecting of the soulmate. The infinity sign is a very important sign right now that's coming into the world. It's the 888 process. So signs and symbols are very important for people to understand that they're communicating us from the other side. So I started learning how to be a medical intuitive medium through signs and symbols and hearing the messages from the other side. And I help people also learn to communicate through those signs and symbols.
You are brilliant. Now, you do communicate with the dead often and relay messages. How accurate is the information you are receiving?
It's I'd say pretty close to 99 to 100% accurate. I'm a medical intuitive medium, so not only do I go through people's bodies medically, I find the root cause of why people got sick, and also I do speak to the other side. So a lot of times the guides that I work with, which is my medical teams, I've been researched by some of the most famous research institutions like IONS, SciTech, and Dr. Norman C. Shealy. Um, but now my team that I work with Edgar Casey and all of those messages that come from those people, now my relatives that come in now that want to work, they push those guys out and the relatives will come in like, so say your mom has crossed over, she wants to get in on the information. So say I'm doing a reading for like Mary's mom that crossed over. So I'll say, oh, your mother Janet is here. And so my client will say, my mom Janet just passed away. I'll say, well, your mom is saying that your heart is not doing very well and your heart needs to get checked out. And the person might say, no, my heart is fine. And the person might want me to talk about their knee, or maybe I'll hear they have thyroid problem. But their mother is coming in from the other side, who I know has passed away, maybe of heart disease, is worried about their heart and maybe their GI tract. So it's like a family affair now with me.
It's a family affair. You're completely involved. Talk about a HIPAA act over there. Now, how does a medical intuitive like yourself complete the task at hand?
Um, well, here we go. I have another thing that God had given me after I crossed over and came back. And the journey was not easy, by the way, of me recuperating. It took 2.5 years. I was in a wheelchair as I was recuperating from my two near-death experiences, learning that I was becoming a medical intuitive medium and psychic. I became also a healer. So I am a Reiki master healer. So after I do the readings and after I give everybody their information, I do healing. So I also teach healing and generate healing through my hands. And I do a lot of expos, and in my office, even in Encino and on Zoom, I generate healing to the body. And I hear a message come in, it'll say, Kimberly, it's not me that does it. It's the energy of the angels and the guides and the Holy One. They'll say, let's do healing. And so we generate the healing. And I'm getting chills right now. They say, I'm glad you mentioned that, because they say, don't leave out that we're supposed to learn to heal, especially in the next 10 years. They want this to happen.
Oh, I'm getting chills. Now, psychic power allows us to really access information directly from the universe, and we're all born with these intuitive abilities. I know I am. Many have discovered personal psychic abilities that go well beyond tarot card readings or mediumship. I mean, from telepathy to telekinesis, clairvoyance to clairsentience, the expand use of our minds knows only the bounds we choose. So you are clearly taking yours to the next level. Now, during this turbulent time on the planet that some have dubbed as the Great Shift, much helpful and inspiring channeling information is definitely pouring forth. At least I'm feeling it. The number of channelers, such as yourself, perhaps even myself, have grown exponentially in the past decade. Wise dispatches have arrived to help us traverse the sometimes shaky path. Now, you are a life coach to many with recurrent clients. How do you use your intuitive intelligence to guide people through their issues to find happiness, success, and self-love?
I love that question. The guides are saying, I step away always and let them come through, and I make a really nice plan for everybody. And as I go through whatever the client is asking me, the guides will come in and give the answers to each individual person of what their needs and plan is and what they're headed for in the next. I say I do it in like increments of time. Normally, people don't have to stay with me for too long. They take off pretty fast with their life plans. And it's pretty exciting because the guides want people to heal quickly, not have any dis-ease or discomfort in their body. They don't want them to stay stuck in the third dimension, which is a worry and the fear and the dis-ease. And they want them to feel free and lifted and light. And they want them to move in the fifth dimension. The book is about 5D, but they want them to move beyond even the fifth dimension because we have this increment of 10 years because the awakening is going to happen in 2033. And they want them to feel as organic and happy as possible, to love our brothers and sisters, to help each other, to be together, and to be sort of more of the old-fashioned way, more love and community and family driven. And so my guides just do everything through a lot of mathematical timeline. I don't feel lifetimes or timeline and dimensional increments. So it's very easy once we do a session together to move it through.
2033, that reduces to the number 8 again.
Yes, it does. Everything.
There you go.
And
now, yes. You see, I picked up on that really quickly. Now we have about a minute and a half left. What happens to our consciousness when we die? Do we go to heaven or another realm? Are we united with loved ones who have passed on? Enlighten me.
There is no death. We transcend, and we hopefully, if we are here raising our consciousness and we all, I feel everybody can do that. We all can be kind and loving and helpful. And as we raise our consciousness, we can just keep evolving. But we do need to take responsibility for our earth right now and our planet and helping others and serving, and understand we are divinely protected. And I do feel that this is an important time, like I was saying, in the next 10 years to do this.
And will we be reunited with our loved ones at some point?
Absolutely. Right now, we're reunited with our loved ones. Your loved ones never leave you. Even if you're sleeping at night, you can feel maybe a little tap on your shoulder. Or, we all have an angel. We all have guardian angels. We all have spirit guides. We all come into the world with those specific guides, and we get more of those guides as we're here. And I'm here to help people. I'm always available for people if you need me.
Well, you're preaching to the choir. I know this very well, but I just wanted my audience to get the validation from the expert at hand, which is you. And that we are officially out of time. Kimberly, thank you so much for coming on and being so transparent and graceful and full of information. You are absolutely out of this world.
Thank you so much. Peace to everybody, and God bless you.
That was our Trailblazer segment brought to you by OGPay.com. And that was the incredible Kimberly Meredith, author of Awakening to the Fifth Dimension, Discovering the Soul's Path to Healing. You could head directly to thehealingtrilogy.com or check her out on the gram at meredith.kimberly. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by Your Home TV.
Hi, this is Kathy Ireland here on A Moment of Zen, brought to you by Your Home TV. We've developed an all-inclusive subscription-free network that you're going to love, whether it's financial freedom, fashion, beauty, health and wellness, wonderful weddings, travel and culture, cooking, entertainment, and short-form documentaries, programming for everyone. Classic films and new shows, including Kathy Ireland Presents American Dreams. We've developed this network just for you. Please check out yourhometv.com.
Tune in to A Moment of Zen, Saturday nights from 9 to 10 p.m. on WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio.
Well, that's a wrap, my dear friends. Remember to join me right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, every Saturday night from 9 to 10 p.m. Or you could head to 710WOR.iHeart.com/A Moment of Zen. Also remember that we're now live on Traverse TV Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern, YouTube Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern, and all episodes of A Moment of Zen are available on Kathy Ireland's Your Home TV streaming platform. You could head directly to our channel at mox.yourhometv.com. Thank you for listening to A Moment of Zen. It's been an absolute pleasure being your host. Thanks again to all of our sponsors that continue to make this show possible. And remember that happiness is the only thing that multiplies when you share it.